All right, this is the second part of the lake house story. Now, we don't go back into that house where we had heard the noises and the bed had been torn up ever again. But we still love fishing and we're still living down there. We're just staying at my parents' house. Now, my brother in law kept all of his fishing tackle down there at his house. So, whenever we'd go fishing, we'd drive down to my brother in law's house. He would go inside and get his fishing tackle and we would go fishing. Well, this day was a bright, sunny day. There was the dirt road had live oak trees, and there was sun coming down through the live oak trees. It was bright and sunny, and uh, my brother-in-law was driving. My little brother was sitting in the middle, and I was riding shotgun. We were going down the road to his house from our house through this uh, live oak trees and the sun coming through, dappling the windshield. And we were so excited. We were just talking and having a good time. And we never stopped talking, but as we got close to his house, we're driving down this dirt road. And as we get close to his house, there was a little pump house sitting outside of his house. Now, a pump house is a little house like this. His is was a little smaller than this, but it's where where the pump was kept that pumped water into the house. They use those out in the country. Some of you guys have pumps, but up here in Virginia, you don't see pump houses very much. But it was a pump house, and standing by the pump house as we're driving down the road was a little blonde-headed girl. She looked to be like about 9 years old, and she had on a print dress with little blue flowers on it. She had long blonde hair, and she's just standing by the pump house. Now, me and my brother and my brother-in-law, we're talking about fishing, and we look up and see the little girl. Nobody says anything about the little girl because we don't care. We're thinking about fishing. So as we get closer to the house, we see the little girl look up, and she's got a look of fear in her face. And still, the three of us continue talking about fishing. We're not talking about this little girl. As we slow down to turn into the driveway, the little girl takes off and runs. And I remember while I'm talking about fishing, thinking in the back of my head that she is afraid, but she doesn't have any reason to be afraid because we don't care if she's in the yard. We don't care if she's by the pump house. Nobody cares. It's all right. It's a kind of neighborhood where people walk back and forth across from one yard to the next. Nobody cares. So we're pulling into the driveway. All three of us are looking at this girl, but still nobody has said anything about her, but we're all three kind of watching her, and she's running toward the house. And as she gets close to the house, she jumps on the porch. Now, this is a bright, sunny day, but as soon as her foot hits the porch, she disappears. All three of us are watching this little girl jump on the porch. We're about 20 steps away from the porch, and she disappears, vanishes. We look at each other, and my brother-in-law slams on brakes in the driveway, and he jumps out of the car, and he looks all around the house. He goes to the neighbors' houses, and he asks about the little blonde-headed girl. Is she anybody's child? Is she a visitor? Nobody knows anything about her. The three of us till this day, if you get around the three of us, because we're still all three are still alive and doing well, the thing that we most often talk about is the little girl jumping on the porch and disappearing. All three of us saw it at the same time, bright sunny day. Have never been able to figure that out. Now, things don't change a lot after this, and the little girl is more of a mystery of what happened. How did she manage to disappear like that? Not particularly frightening, but we continue to live at the lake and we continue to go fishing at the lake. Now, the third part of the story is when our parents decide that it's time to leave. And the third part of the story is what I'm about to tell you now.